while the first Blackfyre rebellion failed, it did come close to succeeding if the Battle of the Red Grass Field had gone the other way in the favour of the Black Dragons. In comparison, the second Blackfyre rebellion can be considered nothing but an unmitigated disaster, with the conspirators' plans crumbling to nothing before the rebellion could even begin in earnest. Perhaps Aegor Rivers, Bittersteel, was right to keep away from Daemon II Blackfyre and his attempt to take the Iron Throne, while many saw Bittersteel refusing to give Blackfyre the Sword of Kings to Daemon as a petty gesture. Maybe Aegor saw what others could not, that Daemon II Blackfyre was not the man to lead them. For a time, with Daemon in captivity in the Red Keep, many started to believe the Blackfyre issue was dealt with once and for all. But Daemon's death only a few years into his captivity left an open door for his remaining Blackfyre kin to relight the flame of rebellion once again. In 219 AC, Haegon Blackfyre, born between the years 190 and 193 AC, the fourth son of Daemon I Blackfyre. Given Haegon was so young at his father's death at the end of the first Blackfyre rebellion, meant he spent much of his life away from Westeros. We therefore know very little about his life and the kind of person he was, so it makes it hard to judge what kind of king Haegon could potentially have been. Late into the reign of King Aerys I Targaryen, it was clear to those far and wide that Aerys took very little interest in the ruling of his kingdom, or in fact being king at all. Thus, maybe this was the reason Bittersteel believed in 219 AC that it was the right time to launch the third Blackfyre rebellion. But unfortunately, despite the uninterested king, the task at hand was not going to be as smooth sailing as Bittersteel and Haegon may have hoped during their planning, as despite the king's disinterest, he was surrounded by those made for leadership, warriors skilled at war, and a hand of the king who saw and heard all. 1,000 eyes and one. Many would forgive Prince Maekar Targaryen for not swiftly jumping to his elder brother's defence after Bloodraven Rivers was chosen as hand of the king over himself. But Maekar Targaryen was not that kind of man, and the reality is Maekar, despite his dispute with Aerys over the handship, was always going to be one of the first to answer the call to his brother's defence, and that of House Targaryen. Maekar was first and foremost a warrior, and the kind of leader that House Targaryen needed at this time. Leadership that proved to be vital in crushing Haegon and Bittersteel's plans. Maekar's sons also fought in the war, playing key roles alongside their father. Most notably, it is said that Prince Aerion Targaryen, known as Aerion Brightflame, performed several well-known heroic acts that fueled the songs of singers and bards for decades to come. Highlighted in the histories is also the courage of Maekar's youngest son, the then 19-year-old Prince Aegon, the future King Aegon V. During the final battle of the war, the legendary and lifelong feud between Bloodraven Rivers, Bloodraven, and Aegor Rivers, Bittersteel, added yet another chapter, with a second duel between the two half-brothers, much like the one that occurred during the Battle of the Red Grass Field during the first Blackfyre rebellion. Ultimately, Haegon I Blackfyre died in the aftermath of the battle, but not without some controversy that has stained the pages of history. When all was clearly lost for the Black Dragons, Haegon surrendered and gave up his sword, but he was dishonourably and treacherously killed. As for Aegor Rivers, he too was captured alive and returned to the Red Keep in chains, and there the Blackfyre issue could have perhaps ended once and for all, if not for King Aerys I. Many historians since have put forward that if Bittersteel had been put to the sword as all had expected, including the man himself, and urged by the likes of Prince Aerion and Bloodraven, then the puppet master who pulled the strings behind 2 of the 3 Blackfyre rebellions would never be able to orchestrate a 4th attempt, effectively ending any remaining Blackfyre ambitions for the time being. But that was not to be. Aegor Rivers, Bittersteel, was tried and found guilty of high treason, as all had expected, but to the shock of onlookers, King Aerys I, who never enjoyed having to make decisions himself, this time decided to spare his life rather than sending for the headsman, commanding that he be sent to the wall to live out his days as a man of the Night's Watch. Like many had feared at the time, This proved to be a foolish and misguided mercy, for the Blackfyres still had many friends at court and up and down Westeros, some of them only too willing to play the informer. The ship carrying Bittersteel and a dozen other captives who had joined the Black Dragons was taken in the narrow sea on the way to Eastwatch by the Sea at the Wall, and Aegor Rivers was freed and returned to the Golden Company in Essos. Before the year was out, he crowned Haegon's eldest son, King Daemon III Blackfyre in Tyrosh, and resumed his plotting against the king who had spared him. King Aerys I Targaryen sat the Iron Throne for the better part of 12 years before dying in 221 AC of natural causes in his late 40s. A handful of historians have speculated it may be possible Aerys' death of natural causes at such a young age could be seen as suspicious, but none have gone as far to suggest any foul play. In the course of his reign, Aerys had recognised a series of heirs, though none were children of his own body. Aerys died without issue, his marriage to Queen Eleanor still unconsummated.